Well, y'all, I'm about to head over to DollyWood. Gonna walk you guys through at least part of the park. We'll see how busy it is once we get over there today, and I'll give you guys as much as I can, kind of talk you guys through some of the stuff in the park as we go through. For those of you who've never been to DollyWood before, one of the best parks that you could possibly ever go to, in my opinion. So let's get on over there, and here we go.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
When you first come into DollyWood, if you make a left as you come right into the front of the park, you come into this area right here. As you can see, this little cemetery right here that we're going by right now. And once we get to the top of this hill right here, we're going to be at Thunderhead over here on your left. This is the steepest incline in the whole park as far as anything goes, so I like starting my day right here going up this hill. It's not too bad of a walk, definitely not as hilly as a park like Silver Dollar City. Got some really interesting artifacts over here to the side set up. The park is extremely clean, and they definitely have a lot of good things set up throughout the park. It changes with every festival to a certain degree, so you really see it. Over there is Thunderhead. We're just about there. There it is right there, Thunderhead. It's a wooden coaster, and it's extremely fast. Something that a lot of people, there it goes right there. This coaster has a lot of speed to it, and it's pretty rough riding for those of you who may be wanting to try it out. So if you don't like rough riding coasters, it may not be the one for you, but there are plenty of other rides in the park. We'll sit here for just a second and wait for it to come back by so you guys can see it top out on the hill right here whenever it comes by again. Seems like it's taking quite a while, but the track itself is pretty big, so here in just a second we should be seeing the train coaster come back by. There it goes right there. This is another one of those rides right here. So it's a drop tower. Two different types of towers. There's launch towers which launch you upwards at fast speeds, and then there's drop towers that drop you down at fast speeds. This is what you call a drop tower. I used to work for their sister park, Silver Dollar City, so know quite a bit about the rides, know quite a bit about like what's going on with these things, and it's amazing how much you learn even if you don't want to as you go through the park. And you work there and you just pick up on things as you go, and you work around people that know a lot about coasters and rides and stuff, so you just pick up on small subtle things. But this tower right here, it hangs there. As you can see, it's been at the top now for quite a while. It just sits there and hangs and hangs and hangs, and then eventually it'll drop all the way down. Just sitting there though. See, it's still sitting there right now. Really builds that anticipation, sitting there hanging like that, and now they're back down on the ground. Every area has its own kind of theming. As you go through here, the lumberjack themed area, got the same ride like this at Silver Dollar City. Oh, at Silver Dollar City it's called High Low Silos, but here it's called the Lumberjack Lifts. It's the exact same ride. Over here we got the good old Mystery Mine. The most popular ride at DollyWood, if you ask me. This is the ride that a lot of people like going on. It's a ride that a lot of people just love all the way across the board. It's something that people in general just simply draw to. Probably the most wild ride at DollyWood as well. If you guys have never been on it, go give it a go. If you're a person that doesn't like high thrill, then you can pass on it. There's nothing wrong with that. Kind of do your own thing as you go. The theming, this buzzard out here is talking to you as you walk by. Keep on heading this way. Pathway here. That over there is a ride called Fire Chaser Express. It is something that is family friendly for all ages as long as you're tall enough to ride it. What's unique about it is it actually has a piece of the track that actually shifts back and forth. There's only one way in and one way out of the station. Whenever it comes back to the station, it comes back to the station backwards. So it's definitely a unique little coaster in that regard. Track's pretty tall. Covered up like Fire Chaser and rigs again. Train cars. Back that way. This ride actually takes a decent amount of time to actually go and run. It actually goes. See, there they go backwards, back into the station. One way in, one way out, down the system. Good old Fire Chaser Express. This here is Thunderhead. It was the last looping coaster built by Aerodynamics, and it's a pretty fun ride. It's the weird cousin to Thunderation at Silver Dollar City, and it's a ride that a lot of people seem to like. As you can see over here to the left, there's a loop. That's one of the loops right there. Just see it go up the little lift right there. It goes pretty fast. It seems like you're back in the blink of an eye whenever you're out here on this particular coaster. It just definitely goes Tennessee Tornado. Walking back down the pathways here. What I really like about DollyWood is the pathways really do open up as you walk down. The pathways are nice and wide, so even on a more crowded day like today, it still isn't too bad. You don't feel like people are just right up against you, and that's definitely something that you want to feel at a park. It's not like a Disney style park to where they're just right up against you, even on a busier day like it is today. So we continue down through here. Continue to give you guys a tour of the park as we keep going. I've been here, about 8 or 9 times now. Something that always is intriguing. The park seems a lot bigger than what it is once you first go in, and there is Blazing Fury, DollyWood's version of Fire in the Hole. A lot of people would argue though that the OG at Silver Dollar City, which has been replaced now, that opened this year, is, I don't know how the new one is. I haven't had a chance to go on it yet, but the old original Fire in the Hole, I rode it several times. It was definitely a better ride than this one, just some different reasons. Coming up here now, and people have some really talent. People have a lot of talent skills right here. And you look at this, I mean, what kind of person does it take to actually trim this stuff, shape it, and use like wiring and stuff to actually make these statues? But just look at these bees and how huge they are and how lifelike, and beekeeper boxes and the beekeeper himself right there. Busy bees, larger than life beekeeper and his busy bee friends are hard at work. Bees are responsible for pollinating nearly 1/3 of the plants and flowers. Blacksmith shop right there. We'll come back to that in just a second. We're going to go here to the chapel first. On a lot of normal days, you can walk inside the chapel, but they're having a show over here today, so you've actually got to go around to the other side. They got it blocked off right here because that's where these 3 ladies right here will be performing later on in the day. Lonesome Roses. It's really a nice chapel, guys. If you get a chance to check it out, make sure that you go and do that. A lot of flower theming at DollyWood. Now let's go back over here to the blacksmith shop and check out what they got going on over here. And we'll go inside right here and check out, see what they got going over here. So they bake all this stuff inside of the blacksmith shop. Everything that you see here is created there. There's some dinner bell triangles, some actual blacksmithing tools as we go through here, and just a bunch of wind chimes and some other things. And I'll show you guys right here. They make all this stuff back there. They have all the machines and everything all the way through. More working areas, tables, fuel to fuel their forges. They made this eagle. That's some craftsmanship right there, guys. Be able to blacksmith something like that. Look at that forge back there. Could you imagine on a nice hot day how hot that would get back there? For those of you guys who've never used a forge, they get extremely hot. Just look at that fire burning out that right there. And you'll see a lot of wildlife at DollyWood. As you can see right here, these baby ducks, and old mama here is pushing them along and just walking down the sidewalk. You see a bunch more of them out there in the waterways, but they're so used to people that they usually let people get up close to them. But here, mama's just being protective and trying to herd them away from strangers. Stranger danger. More statues right here, which is just crazy. Dolly's coat of many colors. Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece with love. Inspired by the biblical story of Joseph, Dolly's coat of many colors song tells a story of childhood about a special coat of many colors her mom made for her. Of course, just like one of Dolly's most popular songs. Again though, guys, just look at the craftsmanship on these statues right here, and just look at all these flowers down here. DollyWood really has a thing for butterflies too, so you'll see butterflies throughout the whole park. Old Celebrity Theater. There is no shows going on today, but there will be later on in the week as we approach the holiday weekend. But you can see right here, it's just, even the signs are so professionally done. So a girl actually drew this on the sidewalk over here. That's actually drawn out on the sidewalk with chalk and things. I mean, that is some talent right there. In fact, there she is right there working on another thing over there. More butterflies. You'll see a lot of butterflies throughout DollyWood. You'll definitely. You may be asking yourself, why are we walking down the middle of the road? Well, we're not. This is the hot rod themed area where Lightning Rod is, and the Rockin' Roadway, some other rides. This area over here to my right is actually an area that is going to be a new area going through Dolly's family history. It's going to be a history section of the park that goes through her history from childhood all the way up. It actually is going to open up on the 25th of this month, and they're going to be doing all kinds of cool things here. And if you're going though, it's not open to the general public. It's going to be about a week before it opens. You could have tickets in advance and get things in advance for it, but as you can see over there, they're still like working on it, but it's doing pretty good. Back down to the Rockin' Roadway. Now this is just some good theming right here. I mean, just like a real road you'd be driving down right here. Of course, you got your Dippin' Dots available throughout the entire park. Lightning Rod got revamped. There's also got these old school cars throughout the entire park if you're a car guy or girl. Definitely stuff that you'd like to check out. I'm sitting out here, you come up to them, check them out, like walking through a good automotive museum. More theming here for lightning rod. As you can see, this is like a garage area, just like the car's sitting up there, just like it's supposed to be being like worked on. That's the good theming of the park, like DollyWood right here. Go over here to the Rockin' Roadway now. These little cars right here are definitely something to behold. They are it's a neat little ride, and kids really tend to enjoy this ride. It's supposed to be like a used car dealership, but the cars are just going around and around and around as they go around the track. Really just a fun little ride to be on. It doesn't really matter how old you are. See, there they go again. Just a fun little ride. Sometimes you gotta cut back and butt loose and go on a little ride like this. Kind of like bears. They have them in all different colors and all different, pretty much the same body design, just all different colors though. So if you have a color preference, like I like that blue car right there, that's exactly what you kind of at random. And there goes lightning rod up the lift. They revamped it, just like what I was saying earlier. They revamped it, and it no longer has the launch up the lift. More classic Chevrolet cars right here. Definitely a different time and a different era, but you get to kind of relive it as you go through it right here. Surprised they stay this clean sitting out here in the sun like they are. Big Bear Mountain. This ride opened last year. It's definitely a really cool theme, and I didn't think the track would ever end here. Track's going around and around, and there it goes through the little cave area. It's going. The track seems extremely long, and of course, at the end of the day, you're going to exit through the Emporium, where you're going to be able to buy a lot of different things. However you go, though guys, I will say if you see something in the park that you want as you walk through it, go ahead and pick it up, because they may not have it in the Emporium at the end of the day, so you might want to make sure that you pick it up before you leave the park. Definitely don't want to do that, because we actually thought the same thing, then I ended up having to run all the way back halfway across the park to go buy something, because I just assumed it to be available in the Emporium, and it was not. You'd think after 8 times of being here that I would be better than that, but you kind of tend to get tired at the end of the day whenever you're going through a park like this, riding a bunch of high thrill rides and it's having fun. Train sets available. You can put that train together yourself out of that box. Really interesting. The DollyWood Express. They have all kinds of things in the gift shops and emporiums throughout the park. Of course, at the end of the day, it's the best ride of the day. You're back on your tram, heading back towards your cars. That's the thing about DollyWood as well. The parking lots are just ginormous. You can get lost really easily. That's why the trip conductor always says, if you can't find your car, I'll be happy to assist you, because it definitely gets confusing sometimes at the end of the day. So if you can, try to park in a centralized location to where you can remember where you are, and try to park on an end spot or something where you can find your car more easily. But they do assist you. If your car won't start, you can always go back to the tram stop and they'll assist you in that way. We're almost back. It's about a 10-minute walk back to C stop. That's where we We just got picked up. We're almost back right here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour of DollyWood. And stay tuned for the next videos as we go throughout Pigeon Forge. And from here, I'm heading to Nashville and show you guys some cool hot spots there, hopefully, as we get over there. Stay safe, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for watching Gianna Exploration and Discovery. Subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads.